Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Hecate's Doorway podcast.
Welcome back. Hopefully you all have had a good time so far.
Yeah.
We have had an amazing time.
Have we?
No, it sucks. We are live.
We alive. That sucks.
Yes.
Alright, today is going to be an easy listening episode because this topic is so real.
So real.
So real that I can't even pretend. I'm sorry. We're talking about the Mandela Effect today.
I wonder how many people believe in that listen to our stuff, if they actually believe in that or not.
I guess we're going to find out today because y'all going to find out real quick what we think about it.
Just to let you know, Brandon, I do believe it is Bernstein, not Bernstein.
It's called Baron Nut.
And also Oscar Mayer, not Mayer. Thanks very much.
Okay, I swear half of these are just like companies rebranding and people being like, "What? No way!" Just nutting.
Now you're gonna give everyone you're gonna fucking mess everyone's ears up with that. Good job. You're scared of them.
It's okay. I can pitch shift all of our shit.
Nah.
Okay, so before we get off track here, it's all bullshit. Not even gonna ease into it.
Is it though?
It is.
Is it?
We're gonna talk about that today.
But I mean, is it though? There might be some reality warping shifts.
No.
No?
No.
God damn it.
So, the way this is gonna be kind of unscripted because initially I was like, let's take the most popular ones, kind of like research them, and then just go in depth on why they are what they are. But then I realized that one, people who listen to this who don't believe probably aren't gonna care.
Nah, they probably already know them.
People who are on the fence, I think we're going to convince today to get off that fence. And people who do
Brandon,
believe in this shit...
Stop telling people to jump. You don't want our audience to jump.
You should always jump.
I'm already on the fence myself, okay? Don't make me jump.
I'm going to make you. We're all going to jump. We're all going to jump.
Don't worry, I'll use you for cushion.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of cushion.
That's what it's best for.
Yeah.
And then people who do believe in this shit, no matter how much you tell them, they're just going to be like, no, different timeline, though. So, I'm not going to waste my fucking time. So, what we're going to do is I have like a little list of just like the most popular ones. And we're just going to talk about them, tell you why they're bullshit.
They're not winning Flashpoint.
And that's way cooler than this. At least in the universe, Flashpoint was real.
See, but no one else remembered but Flash.
True.
How else can you tell? Loopholes, Brandon. Loopholes.
Loopholes. Okay, so what is the Mandela Effect? For anyone who doesn't know, is basically the big-brained idea that we are. I don't even know how to fully describe it. Apparently, people think we are like shifting through different timelines.
Basically, it happened because of the person is named after. Where people thought he died. Supposedly, he died in prison. But then later on, the people say, no, he's still alive. Mm-hmm. He didn't die in prison. That's why they call it the Mandela Effect, because people remember that wrong. And then they started to put together other things that were small, but they weren't sure if they were correct, or if they had changed into some alternate weird time warpy way.
So stupid.
Which is why it's called the Mandela Effect.
So for everything we're going to talk about today, there's two big reasons why they are the way they are. I don't remember the exact name of it, but it's basically like a term called like collective memory or group memory or something like that. It's basically where one person says, or a couple people say they remember something a certain way, and then everyone kind of just jumps on and is like, oh, I think I remember it that way too. And that's like a legitimate phenomenon because a caveat here. So the whole thing with the Mandela Effect hinges on, really, like, the one thing it hinges on is the fact that people seem to think that they have perfect memories. I mean, think about this. How many of these Mandela Effects are things that these people have seen when they were kids? You know, it's all about, like, movies they saw when they were 5 or 8 or whatever. And they're like, I remember it this way. It's like, you're not going to remember something you saw when you were 8, when you're, like, 21 perfectly. Because the way our memories work is the memories over time break down because the brain can only store so many things. And this isn't the scientific way to describe it. This is just the easiest way to describe it and understand it. Basically, as you get older, your older memories start to dissolve.
It's not even that the brain gets rid of it, because it doesn't really go away. It kind of just filters out what is useful versus what is non-useful to yourself at the moment.
There'll be like little pieces, but the entire memory won't be there. And when you go back to remember it, your brain is basically going to take the pieces, and then it's going to fill in the blanks with what it thinks goes there.
Yeah.
And when those blanks are being influenced by people saying, "No, remember this," some people's brains will put that in there because they're like, "I guess that's what this was."
Yeah.
So you're not going to remember. Like, people like remember when a fucking commercial from when they were 7.
Unless it's something very significant that happened on the date.
Yeah. Even then, you're not going to remember all the details. You're going to remember like the most important parts. Everything else is going to kind of fade away.
Yeah.
So,
like when 9/11 happened, everyone said like, "Oh, I remember I was here and this happened," but they don't remember everything else that happened, unless you have an eidetic memory.
Right, yeah, no, unless you have fucking photographic memory, you're not going to remember these things.
Yeah.
The way that everyone says they do. Okay, sci-fi. It's called memory conformity.
Ah.
Memory conformity, also known as social contagion of memory, refers to the phenomena where memories or information reported by others influences an individual and is incorporated into the individual's memory. Memory conformity is a memory error due to both social influences and cognitive mechanisms. So what we're talking about earlier with the way the brain tries to remember things being influenced by other people. And then, okay, so last thing. The other thing that does kind of make all this shit happen is pop culture references versus the original source. We're going to talk about a couple of these today, so I'll just spoil one right away. The whole... we've all seen people who are like, "Oh, Mandela Effect is that I remember him saying, Luke, I am your father." But when I went back and watched the movie, he says, "No, I am your father." But, because in the movie, the line is, "No, I am your father." But when, countless fucking TV shows and other movies reference it, because whoever did it first, for whatever reason, did it wrong and said, "Luke, I am your father."
Yeah.
Everyone else goes off of that. Everyone's going to see the references more frequently and more recently than they're going to see the one scene in an old movie. So in everyone's mind, it's that, when in reality, it wasn't that. But because people have that in their mind, they freak out and think that for some reason they remember it differently. And that's the majority of these. We'll go into these a little bit more, but... Yeah. Okay, so that's that. That's kind of what leads all this into. That was a very nice way of saying that this is all very fucking stupid.
Fucking conformist. How dare you?
I am an anti-conformist, thank you very much.
Are you sure about that?
Mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why don't we just talk about the one that everyone loves to bring up, the Berenstain Bears. The Berenstain Bears. So, I have a huge problem with this one, too. Because, I like, before we did this, I made the mistake of going on TikTok and watching people talk about this.
Oh, God. Why'd you do that?
The amount of people who are younger than me, like, these kids are like 18, 19, talking about this. I'm sitting here like, that book was like, I think, waning out of relevance when we were in that age group.
Yeah, just about.
I remember them, but I remember it barely. And I'm like, there's no fucking way these 18-year-olds were even reading those books or seeing those cartoons. Like, they're just seeing this shit online and then just rolling with it. Like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
So, that's my huge problem with that already. The whole thing with the Berenstain Bears is people have this idea that the Berenstain was spelled E-I-N. And then they go and they look at a book for some reason. They see a book somewhere and it's spelled A-I-N. And everyone freaks out. The reason behind that is because Berenstain is, I guess, the last name of the guy who actually wrote the books. And for the longest time, he says that he had people telling him that his name was spelled wrong. Because that's not how Steen is supposed to be spelt.
Yeah.
So, there's that. There's the fact that I think there was a cartoon, and I guess the cartoon spelt it the wrong way because they didn't give a shit. And then the books that you're going to see where it's spelled E-I-N are knockoff books. Like, people printed them.
Of course.
And that kind of also trickles into another thing about this that I just kind of want to top on real quick. is that the majority of these things that you're going to see where it's like these pictures of like something spelt the wrong way, but people are saying this is how it was spelt, I guarantee 100% are made maliciously.
Oh, probably.
I mean, malicious might be too extreme of a word, but these are definitely people who are just making these and then being like, yo, look at this. I found this. This is what it used to look like. Just to kind of like stir the pot.
Could be just like also you said, just knockoffs.
Yeah.
Where someone was making a quick cash grab, changed the lettering a little bit so they wouldn't get noticed right away and wouldn't get sued. Made whatever money and then probably dropped it and left wherever they were going.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like exactly why those Berenstein books are made, because that's, yeah. So that's that. Not a different timeline. I'm sorry, your life's not that exciting.
I wish, trust me. I really wish it was that exciting for us.
Okay, so I'm talking about these ones specifically because every fucking TikTok I watched referenced all of these, and for some reason they all referenced them as like, these are scary Mandela effects you've never seen before.
Not really that scary either.
Not scary, and I've seen all of them because...
Yeah.
So, the next one is the whole mirror, mirror on the wall, magic mirror on the wall. That one where they're like,
yeah,
I remember it was this, but when I go back and watch the Disney movie, the queen said magic mirror on the wall, but it's supposed to be mirror, mirror on the wall. Well, that's because, one, again, references. Everyone who references it basically says mirror, mirror on the wall. Yep. And that's also because the original Brothers Grimm version of that story was mirror, mirror on the wall. And for whatever reason, when they made the Disney movie, they changed it to magic mirror.
Maybe they just don't want to copy completely. Who knows?
Debunked. Get fucked.
And then there was the one that got changed, but that was in Shrek, where Lord Farquaad did say that. So that's probably where some people might get it confused. Like replace one scene with another.
Yeah, I mean that basically like that's the whole like pop culture referencing. People see these pop culture references, and for some reason that becomes the original thing in their head for whatever reason.
So that happens.
I already talked about the Luke, I am your father thing. Also a pop culture reference.
Collective unconscious.
I don't even know if it's that deep, honestly.
It can sometimes.
It can be. I mean, yeah, I think that does kind of play into it a little bit where the pop culture references are just so, like, they're what everyone sees, so it's what everyone collectively believes is the thing, but when it's a little different than the original, for some reason, some people don't just go, oh, well, I guess they messed up. They go, oh, shit, I'm in a different timeline.
Oh, wait, am I wrong?
You're in...
Or is everyone else wrong?
Let's talk about the emojis.
Oh, the emojis.
So you've probably seen one rolling around where people are like, oh, here's a Mandela effect. The robber emoji never existed. My favorite thing about this is that every picture of the robber emoji they show is obviously photoshopped.
Yeah.
Like, you can see them squiggling in the hat over the hair.
They don't even do a good job. They don't try to make an actual emoji. They kind of just draw.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's...
Why did this...
At least try to make it convincing.
I know, right? Why did this become the thing where people are like, oh, remember that? I don't ever remember that. I remember it in memes, where it was obviously photoshopped. Everyone who says, I distinctively remember sending this is either needs to go back to school or they're just lying. I don't know if I want to talk about this one just because I've only seen it in one person, but it was so stupid I kind of wanted to say it. It's the one I showed you where that chick was like, Mandela Effect is that there's no pictures with Abe Lincoln with his top hat on.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I mean, the only reason we all think of him with his top hat on is just because that's kind of how he's always depicted. But I don't ever remember seeing a bunch of, like, legitimate pictures with his hat on.
No, same.
He's not wearing a hat on the fucking $5 bill. His most famous picture.
Because in the textbooks, and everyone's always talking about his top hat. And how important it is, but then you see pictures and it's not there, and you're like, "Wait, what?"
I think it's what, like we said last night. I don't think they realized what an event getting your picture taken was back then. Like he probably had like 5 pictures of him in total. You know,
it was a whole day get ready for a picture.
Yeah, it took like fucking 20 minutes. You're not gonna want to wear. You're gonna want to do your hair all nice. You're not gonna want to wear a hat that's probably gonna get cut off.
Yeah,
that one was stupid. Another one that's really stupid that makes me just kind of cringe. Have you heard about the Totino's pizza roll one? Where people are like, remember it used to be called Tostinos?
Nah.
Yeah, I've never heard...
I don't.
No.
Tostinos.
Yeah, it's always...
Tostinos?
When I was watching the fucking Commenting It video, he's like, I think you might be thinking of Tostinos, the fucking corn chip.
Could be.
Because I've never heard Tostinos. I've always heard Totinos. I think they're just...
It could have been just someone that was like influencer famous back then in the early days, and they just said it wrong, slightly different, because they probably just misspoke it, and it just spouted out from there.
Mm-hmm. That's probably it, exactly. That kind of... Another one that I didn't put down that I saw, that kind of just made me like smash my head into a wall, that a lot of people were apparently like thinking was a real thing, was someone brought up that there was a scene from the original Toy Story where Woody pulls his string and everyone says, the thing he says, there's a snake in my boot. Mm-hmm. But they're like, what he says in the movie is there's a snake in my boots. With an S at the end. Doesn't make sense. But like he plays the clip and it's obviously boot, but there's that little bit of static at the end because it's supposed to sound like a voice box.
Yeah.
It's supposed to sound more fake than the real voice. It's just boots. Like with a static.
Ah, okay.
You people are too easily influenced. How do you hear that and you're just like, oh shit, yeah, that's boots.
So it's the same. I think it's the same way. When people go ghost hunting and they record it and then they have like a voice.
Yeah. What is that, like pareidolia or something like that?
Something. But it's like you hear it, but your brain can't quite hear it unless there's something on the screen, and then you're like, yeah, it's that. But the thing is, it could be anything.
I can't remember whose video I watched a video someone did about like debunking ghost hunting shit, and they put like 5 different phrases on the screen during one of those, and it all sounded right.
I think I've seen the same one too.
But yeah, no, that's definitely right.
So if someone ever has you doing something like that, it's like, listen to this and tell me what you think. But tell me what you hear. Just close your eyes and listen first before you see whatever they're trying to point at your direction.
Sounds like it said the man making me do this murdered my daughter.
Ooh.
That's funny. Drops the camera and runs.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Not the ghost.
Okay, so another one that just infuriates me because it's so easy to figure out what's going on here is, the one where people are like freaking out because everyone remembers at the end of We Are the Champions, he says of the world, but when you listen to the song, he doesn't say it.
Yeah.
It's because he only does that live.
Yeah.
Well, why do people freak out about that? You know how easy it is to just figure that out on your own?
The champion. Oh, can't say too much.
But yeah, like, he does it live.
Yeah.
Like, you watch the live videos and he does it, but in the recording he doesn't. It's because you've probably seen the live videos or because someone else has just done it.
Yeah.
It's like...
Oh, you listen to covers and they just add it onto it. It's not like we're trying to be... We're not trying to be disrespectful or anything. We're just trying to... we're voicing our own shit.
Yeah. I mean, we're not here trying to insult you. I just... Full disclosure, next episode... The last episode was episode 49. This was going to be episode 50, but I didn't want episode 50 to be like a short episode or just like an easygoing episode.
Yeah.
I have something in the works that's going to be episode 50. That's going to be pretty big. So I needed to find something that would be kind of fun and quick that we could do to put in between.
Oh, it's still working 50. On.
Yeah.
The other one. Yeah.
So that's one reason we're doing this. The other reason is I've just been seeing this shit a lot lately, and it's just been racking my brain that people are believing in this, and we just had to voice it.
Also, it's very funny just listening to watching Brennan get mad at all this stuff.
It makes me so mad because it's so easy to figure out.
I just find enjoying just seeing him get mad at it. Honestly, I don't care whether he's not. I believe in it. It's just funny to see him mad.
Oh my god.
Oh, is a little baby upset?
Oopsie.
Does he need his bottle?
I needed my fucking liquor bottle.
No, it's in the cabinet.
Yeah.
We can drink some before we go to work.
I'm drinking some right now, bro. Woo-hoo.
Party.
11
a.m.? Who cares? We're drinking. We're adults.
That's what's up.
We can do whatever we want. As long as we don't hurt other people.
Exactly. So I guess the last one I put on here, I'm pretty sure you've seen this one too, where people are like, I remember Pikachu having a black-tipped tail.
Honestly, I'm kind of with that one too. But then again, I also know 4Kids and other cartoon American stations would at times tweak anime cartoons from Japan when they come over here because some things they didn't want to appear this or that way, and they wanted to add their own little twist to it.
What I'm pretty sure it was either someone remembering like one of the old games where Pikachu's tail was shaded.
That could have been it.
Or because we've all seen how many times like fucking editors for like anime like back in like the 90s would just completely fuck up things and miscolor them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at one point maybe someone accidentally colored Pikachu's tail black. Because there's nowhere that I can find.
See it. People might be convinced with see his Pikachu on the top right corner? See his tail is kind of shaded in black a bit down there?
Yeah.
That was the original Game Boy Pikachu.
That's kind of what I was thinking, is that someone must have just seen that.
Yeah.
Or they might be confused with Pichu.
That too. Could have been Pichu.
There's a ton more that I could talk about, but that was the last one that I wrote down. Other than that one video that we saw where the guy was trying to blame the Mandela Effect on the fact that he didn't believe raccoon is spelled with 2 C's.
I still don't know how.
You just can't spell, my guy.
Nah.
That's all that is. I've never seen raccoon spelled with 1 C.
I know someone's trying to give it a quirky name.
Ooh, raccoon. No. But I guess that's basically it for this one. This was a short one. I just wanted to do something a little kind of fun and whatnot in between. Especially since, as long as everything goes right, I should have this done by next week. Episode 50 is going to be really fucking gross and kind of depressing.
Gold Star episode, y'all. Get ready.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, as I was writing down some of the stuff, I was just like, oh my... Oh. Ugh.
Nice.
Autopsy notes and shit.
I'm gonna enjoy it all.
So
breathe
hopefully...
it in.
Breathe in the decayed body.
The musk.
The musk. So yeah, hopefully that'll be done by next week. So next week should be episode 50. Gross episode, but interesting episode. One I've been trying to do for a while, but I haven't been able to get around to it. Finally got around to it. In the meantime, even though this was a short episode and not very in-depth, I hope it was still kind of entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully people had a bit of fun time with it.
Yeah, just a little fun episode to listen to in between the podcasts that actually do good. I was just kidding, we're actually doing pretty good. We're taking off, boy. Finally. So, I guess that's about it for today. Just remember, we in the show notes we have our Patreon. Follow us on Twitter, even though Twitter's doing its thing. We also have Instagram. Hecate's Doorway _podcast. If you want to follow us there instead.
Oh, here's a quick one.
Oh yeah, shoot me with it.
What about Jif? Or like the peanut butter?
Oh, is the one where people are like, it used to be called Jiffy.
Yeah.
You're thinking of Jiffy Lube, my guy. Yeah, the fucking like tire oil changing center Jiffy Lube.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen it called You might also be just confusing it with Skippy.
That too.
I don't think I've ever seen peanut butter called Jiffy.
Nah.
You're just thinking about Jiffy Lube or Skippy, my guy. See, that's why these irritate me so much. It's so easy to just be like, no, you're just not remembering it right. Because your memory isn't fucking set in stone.
And there's also Looney Tunes.
Oh, yeah.
The way it was spelled. Some people thought it was Toon. It's Tunes. Tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go figure. Honestly, I don't remember how it was spelled back when I was a kid.
I think because it started... I could be wrong, but I think it started as like a radio thing.
Oh,
it makes sense why it would be called Tunes.
Oscar Mayer.
Oscar Mayer. This is the way you spell a name, my guy. Can we not be stupid? Can you just eat your sandwich and not make videos?
No, we have to.
Oh, we have to. He doesn't. He should just eat his fucking sandwich and stop talking. Go touch grass.
I don't want to.
I don't want to. It's dewy.
I'd rather smoke it.
I'd rather smoke my grass, my guy. Smoking my grass, number 12.
Alright, y'all. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you've had a good time.
Thank you. Come back next week when we'll have a disgusting, sad, and somewhat interesting episode. One that we've been hyping up for a very long time.
Basically, since we started this.
Yeah, I think we've hyped this up since like episode 2 or 3.
Yeah, and we put it off for far too long. Time to nut up or shut up. Alright, Lo. You have a good day.
Hail Satan!
Goodbye.
Bye.
Watch out for the satanic panic. It's fake.
And go fuck yourself.
No, don't do it.
You are dumb and no one likes you.
Do it with love. We're proud of you all.
I'm not proud of
Burn
you.
it!
You could be doing better.
Motherfucker.